Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop for this Sunday night. I'm Gav, that's Emmet, that's Keith. Shawnee's not here, he's in Galway having a lovely time, apparently. Liverpool drew away at Man City. Everton held up loads of stuff in their stadium, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And Sausage of the Week is here as well, and I have a question for the lads in the section called The One. Keith, how are you? Apart
I'm
from
great.
I'm a Celebrity running until 10:05 at night for some mad reason, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Gav. I'm good. Just to be clear, I'm not a huge I'm a Celebrity fan,
Yeah.
but it's the go-to TV show in this house every Christmas. So I get told, I can do my podcast, not a bother, but I'm a Celebrity will be taking precedence. So they decided, some shite bag in ITV decided to run this till 10:05, and I think it's just to annoy you, but
Yeah.
it runs on maybe till about 2 minutes past, and then
Yeah.
we were able to get rocking. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
Celebrity. Get me out of here.
Don't
And
don't
there's a
tell me
big
what
blue on
happens.
it.
I have it on series record. So
You watch it all back in
You in?
January there.
You're into it, yeah? Are you into it?
me,
Yeah.
no, I'm only joking.
All right. I don't know if he is.
Big
to be
blue
honest.
Tony Bellew is in there now.
Big blue
Yeah.
Tony Bellew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What? Hold
in
on.
there.
and
How
his,
could
his
Big Blue
first
Tony?
task was to transfer pigs' balls from one end of a
But hold on.
obstacle course to another.
Was the Big Blue Tony Bellew not being meant to be at Goodison today, giving it the big one? No.
Nah,
Corrupt.
he's in the jungle eating pig's balls and
He doesn't give a
crocodile's
fuck about
anus.
the Ev. I always
He
knew
doesn't. He doesn't care.
it. Doesn't care. The
always
plight of the Ev,
Yeah.
and Tony's making a few bob. Are they in Australia? Is it back in Australia?
Yeah, it's back in
Didn't they
Australia.
do it once in like Pontins or
Wales.
something in Wales? or
Wales,
something?
yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah. I
I'd
remember
say
that.
the celebrities all got onto their shop stewards about this. Get the union on. I'm not getting me 3 weeks or whatever in Australia. We're only
Yeah.
going to Wales. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
I'd say
3 weeks in Puelli pretending you're in
Yeah.
Australia must be hard graft though. Anyway,
less
let's
bugs in Australia than there is in Puelli. That's a fact.
anyway, let's get into this. Before we do, while I have everyone's attention, Movember, the link is in the description. We're trying to get to the 2 grand mark between us as a group. So if you can, please, there's only 5 days or something left. If you can, please get the link from the description, donate, and if you can't, share it and get us across that 2 grand. And honestly, right, if we get across the 2 grand, Shawnee's going to be buzzing, right? So please do it for Shawnee. If I no one else, do it for Shawnee. So that's that. On the memberships and stuff like that, we're at 48-ish members. So when we hit 50, we're doing another draw, another €50 draw, because we've promised to do them every 50 members that we get. And this week on the show, I think there's about 12 shows this week between now and next Sunday. So about 6 or 7 of them are members shows. So if you want to become a member, hit that join button down beside the subscribe button, and you can get all that gear as well. Let me see. Man City won, Liverpool won from the Etihad. The lads done a great post-match show on it yesterday, an hour and 15 minutes or so. So they covered literally everything that went on in the game. But we look at it from a little slightly different angle. We look at players in particular and stuff like that. But first up, Emma, happy with a point?
Look, I thought we were going to win it, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I don't think at this stage of the season it's a must-win game. But when it's City, I think it's a must-not-lose, and we didn't lose. I think it's a worse result for them than it is for us. That's their home leg, essentially, of probably each team's toughest game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gone away and we've taken a point from them. They now have to come to Anfield in March, I think, 9th of March, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy with a point. I only got to watch the game in installments because I was at a funeral yesterday morning. So I actually recorded. Would you believe I always slag the missus because like if she wants to go out somewhere or something, I'll say, "No, Liverpool match is on." She goes, "Would you not record it?" I was like, "Be stupid." But literally yesterday, I had to record it and watched it in bits and pieces yesterday. So look, I wouldn't say it was our best performance. Probably wasn't our worst performance. But for the performance that we put in, I think we were well worth the point. And you take it and you get out of there. And you're still only a point behind them. Arsenal, like the elephant up the tree, they won't stay there. It'll be between us and City come the end of the season. So that's a massive game now come Anfield if we're still there or thereabouts.
Yeah, Keith, I think most people going into it during the week were like, look, take a point. If you get a win, great, but at least come out there with a point. And there was even some people saying, look, if you lose your 4 points off them, it's no massive deal. You know what I mean? It's 4 points, given the changes we've had in the squad, the start we've had tough away games. We've been unfortunate in certain parts. We let ourselves down on a couple of games as well, let's be fair. But going into it was like, point, get out of there and see how we get on. And we do get the point. Happy with it overall before we start getting into players and different elements of it.
Yeah, myself and Davo done a show last week previewing the game, and both of us said we take a draw. We both felt a 2-2 draw would be what we'd about seeing, because we thought, sometimes you look at a draw and you think it can be a dour game, but we thought, no, this will be a bit of a blockbuster job and goals galore, but 2-2 draw. Now, if I ever predict a draw, that's heartbreaking for me. That's like a fucking 4-0 defeat in dog years, because I'm usually going for 4 and 5-0 win. So I was delighted with a draw. I think Emmet said it there. You come out of that game not losing, and that's the main thing. If you can win it, great, but don't lose it, because the way the league is positioned now, City are an excellent team. And you look at the game, they're fucking brilliant. And we weren't great on the day. We've played better, but we come out with a point. We come out still a point behind, because, like Emmet says, I think it's between us and City as well. I think Arsenal will fall away. I think, obviously we haven't really hit top form yet. We've had good results in tricky fixtures, but I think we're the ones that can go on a 13-14 win run. Man City can go on that run. I don't think Arsenal can. I think Arsenal will drop points. I think some teams, there's an unquenchable thirst to put some teams into that bracket. I mean, look at Spurs, for example. I'm not having a dig at them.
Villa level.
Villa are a great team, but Spurs were being talked as, title, and it papered over a lot of the results that they got. They beat us with 9 men, took a fucking 96 minutes to get that one over the line. They were 1-0 down to Sheffield United going into injury time, and they turned it around, fair play to them. But they didn't look great. And now 3 defeats on the bounce, and they're starting to look, falling back a bit of the way. So, teams like that, if you're going to challenge Manchester City, you have to be targeting 90 points. Now, whether you need 90-odd points to win a league, you have to target 90-odd points, because you know that they're going to be there or thereabouts with that. And when you're targeting 90-plus points, draws are no good to you. You have to be winning games. Now, some draws are good to you, and a draw at the Etihad is always a good result, because, like I said, it doesn't allow them to get further ahead of you. And that's where I was at the end of it. Going in, happy we took a draw. Coming out, delighted with a draw.
Curtis says it was important we didn't lose yesterday. They'll absolutely hate it that they didn't pull clear of us. It showed by their reaction at the end. Just on the quality of the game overall, and I do want to get into a couple of players, and I do want to get into a few bits and pieces, but the quality of the game, I'll put it out there, I don't think it was the highest quality game you've seen between Man City and Liverpool. I think, usually when these games are high quality, they usually do end up in a draw. The highest quality games between us end in a draw, or there might be the odd goal and it could be a late one, but they're usually like 1-1s or 2-1s, or, and there was one year, was it a 0-0 or a 1-1, and it was unreal. Like, the pace of it was just a joke. It was at the Etihad. But I didn't think it was the highest quality game, right? And having said that, if you put up against most games in the Premier League, it's probably the highest quality game of the weekend. Do you get me? Yeah. But I kind of seen a nervousness in both teams. And I think on Liverpool's side, I see the nervousness with, look, this is a brand new midfield to start with. We have a full back at left back that isn't our first choice. We're still trying to do this team with Trent, he's kind of a hybrid, and their main outlet was Jeremy Doku down the left hand side. And Liverpool, kind of a nervousness in Liverpool at times where both teams, I think, where they were trying to make sure of everything, especially in the final third, trying to make sure of everything. And City's nerves were there, I think, because they thought, if we don't, I think City are very nervous of us. I think they really wanted to pull 4 clear there to go, you know what, there's that little bit of, we've kind of put them down a little bit, and that'll knock their belief even though. And I just thought it kind of showed in the game. Great pieces in the game, but overall, I think of Liverpool a full tilt and not concerned and City at full tilt, that probably ends up 3-3. Do you know what I mean? Or somebody wins it by the odd goal. Emmet, I'm trying not to knock down the quality of this game, but and I've just said it a few minutes ago, it wasn't the be all and end all of this game, but from City's point of view, and I get Keith from Liverpool's point of view in a minute, but from City's point of view, was it one where they went, we need to put out this fire quickly from this? It actually is a bigger thing than some fans are making out.
Yeah, and there's people saying it in the chat there as well. Their reaction at the end probably said it all. They definitely wanted to pull clear of us. I think they feel, look, they've had a 14-point gap on us and we brought it back to 1. Yeah. They want to get a gap as big as possible between us and them. They know that we're probably the only team that is going to challenge them or be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. We said earlier on the season when Spurs were on flying that their squad is a little bit light. They've had a few injuries and now they're dropping away. I think Arsenal are in that kind of same boat as well. I think I've been on record a few times as saying I don't think they've added enough. But in terms of, you can probably excuse if it was nervousness or not willingness to, because I honestly would have loved, and I think if that was a 5:30 game, I think we probably would have gone at them, like you said, full tilt. But like we've got lads arriving back, they've had one session. They kept all of their lads back off international break. So I don't know what their City's excuse are. I felt we probably we tried to manage the game. I just didn't think that we were compact enough in certain parts, and they were playing through big gaps. But in terms of City, 100%, they want to get as big a gap as possible between us and them because they know that we're going to be. They'll know by the way we're playing. They'll know by the results and the way we're grinding out results in certain games that they've seen this before. And they'll know we're going to be coming behind them. So 100% they would have wanted to get out of there with 3 points yesterday.
Yeah, I think, just like if you're Pep, you're looking around and you're saying to themselves, look, Guardiola probably doesn't feel like City have been at their best this season. And you see, it's very hard to judge City's best because usually it's like 13 games in, 1-12, drew 1. You know what I mean? You're like, fucking hell. Whereas they've lost a couple this season. Do you know what I mean? I think they've dropped 9 points this season. And so maybe 9, 10 maybe. We've dropped 11 and Arsenal have dropped 9, so it's very close, the sort of way. And he's probably looking going there at their best. But then he's looking, like if you look at that team he put out yesterday, they're all City players. They're all fucking City players, bar Doku, right? They're all last season, being there, seeing it, done it. A lot of them didn't go away on internationals. Edison didn't. Rodri didn't. I think Haaland might have had a night off. There's plenty of them there, and some of them did. But he's probably looking and going, yeah, but Liverpool have fucking like rebranded this midfield. That one of the main men at full back is out. Do you know what I mean? And they're looking at them he's saying to themselves, we don't give them anything to bite on. And Liverpool, I think, came away yesterday with something to absolutely bite on. Keith, from Liverpool's point of view, I think we're trying to work out where this team is. And that's a really good barometer of what happened yesterday. It's a good barometer against, I think, a City side that were not at their best, maybe close to it. But Liverpool get to see themselves up against what is the best team in the country, the best team in Europe, right? And they have to come out off the back of this, Keith, and go, you know what? We're still in this transitional period, as you would call it. We're a third of the way into the season. And we don't fear them.
Yeah. I mean, they must do. If you look at it, you probably very rarely will have your full strength team all the time, all playing at peak sort of capacity. But, we went in there with Tsimikas, who comes in for a lot of criticism. We went in yesterday with Matip, who for some reason still comes in for a lot of criticism.
Yep.
We went in there with the midfield, as you say, a new midfield. And look, we're all being second guessing what way the midfield would line up. And there's question marks over Alexis McAllister in the 6. There's question marks over Curtis Jones still taking too much out of the ball. There's question marks over a lot. And then the front three. And, Liverpool went into that. But they went in with a confidence. That's another 12 after the international break. And we see Darwin getting the nod. We see Alexis getting the nod. As you said, Man City pulled the bleeding fast one over the international break and kept a load of their lads off, or done deals that they'd only play one game and things like that. Whereas their lads got flogged. And I think it might have shown, I think it might have shown. But I think Liverpool come out of that now thinking, yeah, we can do this because what I love about this Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp's era, I love the chase. I love the hunt. I love the build up to getting the top prize. And it just feels like we're back in the chase again. In the sense that right when we won the league and we won the European Cup and things like that, that was a well-oiled machine. And I love that as well, by the way. But I just love the getting there as well. I love the steps to get to that. And it just feels very, very like that. I mean, Liverpool have a confidence about them now. And I think what it all comes down to for me is the rebuilt midfield. Because people are critical of Alexis McAllister. But when you watch Alexis McAllister playing in that six...
And Cantor says there, just while because you mentioned his name with a super chat, he says, I feel sorry for McAllister playing out of position. We'll get on to that in a bit. But
yeah, I think he's doing all right. It's just with the ball that I think he's letting it down. And that's the biggest surprise. Yes. Yeah, he was brilliant yesterday, but I'm not about in general sort of the criticism, where he's getting the criticism. It's with the ball that he's sort of a little bit sloppy. And I think that's the easiest thing in his game that he's going to fix. So whether he's a long-term solution there. But I just think Liverpool are looking at this and they're like, right, we're building something here. Man City, I'm not saying they're not building something, but they can't really improve that much. Do you know what I mean? So I think Liverpool are in a great position for this chase. And I just think the midfield is the key. We'll touch on players. The midfield that starts the game, yeah, Curtis Jones gets a lot of criticism. I think he's great at holding the ball. I think, McAllister and Szoboszlai, but I thought Gravenberch comes on and I thought he was excellent. So we've got more options now. We've got players that can come in and do a job. But I just think this Liverpool team, they know, and Guardiola knows, I think more importantly, Guardiola knows that this Liverpool team are not going to go away. And I think he sees the reaction when the 8 minutes of injury time went up, I thought was very, very blatant telling that he's running amok.
Well, I think it's telling because he doesn't want to make a substitution. He simply doesn't want to make a substitution. And now he's looking at a 100-minute game for this 11. And I think he's worried that the wheels might fall off a little bit. Yeah. Let me see. And Ravinder has another super chat in there. Sorry, I'll put that up there so I don't forget them because I get given out to when I forget them. Ravinder says, hope you're all well. Not putting a negative spin. Just wondering what you thought about Shush at 1-1 in November when we're behind City. Small time. Is that Trent? Yeah. I think you'll find Trent was getting a fair bit off the Man City fans yesterday. Yeah. I don't think this is a bigger picture thing. I think it's just,
it's a smaller
on
picture.
On the day thing, yeah.
Yeah, I've shut you up. And we will touch on all that. We'll touch on that in a little bit as well. But look, Trent's getting it and he constantly gets it because you seen it at Leeds last year. I think it was Leeds last year. They were hounding him, and I think he might have assisted for a goal, and he gave it to them. And listen, it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. Do you know what I mean? And it's City. If he done it to, I don't know, Luton, I'd be like, right, relax.
Yeah. Well, when he done it at Bournemouth last year, and
he done it. Well, he didn't do it at Bournemouth. He couldn't put the hands on last year.
The arrogant sort of thing, and it was that was a bit different.
And we called him out on it in this. On this pod
100%.
Shawnee loved it.
Yeah,
Shawnee went pressure.
But somewhere in Galway, his ears are going red now.
So listen, when the teams come out yesterday, Emmet, I want to touch on a couple of players, right? I'll leave the goalkeeper for a minute. But when the teams come out yesterday, right, people were straight away, Matip, Tsimikas, Jota, right? And I was like, or not Jota, sorry, Jones. And I was like, what's wrong here? Like, my take on it was, and this isn't me just protect or backing up the manager at every decision he makes, right? But I was looking going, Kanate was literally injured before the fucking international break. So he's just trained, right? And we don't know when and how long he's trained for. We seen him in a session on Friday, I think, right? So Matip naturally comes in, and Matip's done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, right? Bar sticking one in his own net against Spurs, but listen, these things happen. Tsimikas is always going to play left back. And people moaning. And I was like, well, who are you putting in there instead of him? And people were like, Gomez. And I was like, hold on. We'll put Gomez in there, and then people are moaning every time he gets it, he's coming inside the middle of the pitch, and we have no width. And then people were like, Jones. And I was like, well, it makes sense. Because, Szoboszlai away, right? Endo away. McAllister away. They're all away. So he wanted someone in there, right, that holds the ball well. And Jones holds the ball well. He was quite good yesterday, Jones, in parts. He was a bit sloppy, I think, in more attacking areas and losing the ball. But it's like, it's grand, that team. It's grand. I think people get it into their mind that, this has to be 11 against City. Like, I was waiting for people to be calling for fucking Mane to start. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, that's what we're so used to. But I thought it was absolutely fine. But, Emmet, Matip and Tsimikas, I thought they both had none whatsoever.
No.
I thought they were solid as anything. Matip was probably the most adventurous coming out of the back with the ball. We limited them to very little. And both those players had a huge part to play in it. So, yeah, as much as Tsimikas has got it a little bit in the last while, I don't understand the Matip one, but you have to stand up at times on a Sunday night and say, you know what, he was really fucking good. And I thought Tsimikas and Matip were both great.
Yeah, Tsimikas in particular, because I've gone to Anfield a few times with Tsimikas playing left back, and I don't know whether this sounds weird enough because you have to pay to go and watch the team play and whatever, but for parts of the game, I'll actually just watch a certain player for maybe 2-3 minutes, just off the ball and whatever. And I watch him, and he gives the person he's marking an awful time, like off the ball.
Yeah.
Like the ball could be up the top of the pitch, and he's bumping into them and dragging out of them and whatever. I'm going to coin a Davo phrase. The only problem with Tsimikas is he's not Robertson. He said the same about Gomez when he was deputising for Trent last year. I think Tsimikas defensively is actually really good. He just doesn't get as forward as much. In fact, he actually swings in I'm not going to say a better ball, but a different ball from a deeper angle than Robertson is. I thought he was really good yesterday. Defensively, he was really kind of disciplined as well. He knew what his job was, and I think he carried it out really well. I think Walker only gets in behind him maybe once.
Once in the second half, yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. So what more can you ask? Like, do you know what I mean? And like you said, if we started Gomez, and I'll come to it, the only issue I had was Jones. And not because I don't like Jones, it's because he hadn't played a league game since September. But in terms of Matip, Tsimikas, Jota, not an issue for me. Didn't even bat an eyelid. Grand. Brilliant. Jones was the only one that kind of made me a little bit, I know he's played other games, but he's not played a league game since September, since the Spurs game. And he's going to the Etihad, and he's playing against Man City. Yeah. So it's just like, is he a bit rusty? Will he be a bit rusty? Will he be at the pitch of the game? I think he was. Probably get the ball away a few times, but everybody does that. Yeah. And I think he had an all right day as well. But the only thing, I would have preferred to see Gravenberch in there, because he can hold the ball really well as well. But I know he's off the back of an injury. So
he's off the back of an injury, but I think Klopp, I think, pushes this game into two parts. One, how long we go with the starting 11, and the second game kicks off as soon as he makes these subs.
Yeah.
And I think Gravenberch is brought in for that running power, and he thinks, because Klopp must know in the back of his mind what City have available, and Guardiola, not for the first time, has gone through games where he's reluctant to make a sub. So he's thinking to himself, if I can get Diaz and I can get Gravenberch into a game on an hour, right? The running power of Gravenberch, like, he floats past Rodri as if he's not there. Do you know what I mean? Now, people are making...
Love that.
Yeah, I like it as well, but people are making out like it was the fucking John Barnes or the Maracanali. But that's what I'm talking about. He just faced them up and went, I'm just going by you. I'm just pushing it by you and I'm gone. And I think he was trying to split this game into two. And that's why Jones off the bench gives you an impact, I think, if you're maybe trying to protect the game. I think he might be a bit better. And that's maybe what he's coming with. But other than that, I think overall, the game plan was really good, and Matip and Tsimikas absolutely great. But Keith, he gets away with a pass from me, but Allison has a very, very mixed day yesterday.
Mixed, generous.
Well, it is a very mixed day. I think he makes a really good save from Foden.
Makes a great save from Foden. He does.
He makes a great save from Haaland before we score. But I think he gives one to Foden, and then the goal, I can see what he's trying to do, but makes a hames of it. And I think he should probably save the shot as well. But
yeah, I agree.
I think Haaland mishits it, and he saves it if Haaland hits it right.
Yeah, maybe so. But Keith, he's the best in the world, but you still have not even games like that. You just have instances like that. It happens.
Yeah. I thought he was fucking dreadful. And that's even when I'm making that The Foden save I thought was brilliant, but that's par for him. You know what I mean? That's with Allison. That's you expect one world class save a game, at least one every single game, and that to me is the par. And then I just thought he was sloppy on the ball. He was avoiding pressure every single time, and when he was eventually getting rid of the ball, it was putting us into trouble all over the shop. And obviously, he gets injured. And I don't know, did he come in with an injury? Did he come in with a knock? Because this
he
could
played
be
2
bleeding.
games.
He played the 2
Yeah,
games
and that's
for
what
Brazil.
I'm wondering. Would he have still played those 2 games if Ederson had been there? Maybe he would. Maybe, I don't know.
I think we had something like 350 or 360 passes yesterday, right? And he's down for 52 of them, which means that he made 6% of the passes out of that team. Isn't it 6%? About 6%.
Yeah.
What is it?
350 passes and he makes 50 of them.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
about bleeding
7
20.
times. It's about 14%.
14%, we'll say. That's why he has a hand. Like he's kicking. I just think he's kicking the ball too much. I get what he's trying to do, and I watched the ball. I watched the game recorded, so I knew what the fucking score was. And still, every time he got the ball, my heart was fucking racing. He takes that extra touch. I know he's trying to invite them towards them, but Jesus Christ, it's just literally an accident waiting. Like that one where Jones plays it back to him. I'm not sure whether Jones. He should have probably kicked the first time, but he lets it roll across his body.
Yeah.
And kind of nearly stands on the ball, and then Haaland's running towards him, just like fucking hell. And like I said, I knew they didn't score, but still, it gives you palpitations. Like,
but Keith, like, do you know the one for Foden? Because I think Liverpool had this tactic for me yesterday where they were using Allison a lot.
Yeah.
You know, Liverpool use Allison quite a bit in games, but usually it'd be like the fullback gets it, knocks it back into Virgil or knocks it back into Matip, and we start again. But it seems to be an awful lot of go back to Allison. You know, let's try play around Haaland because, you know, is Haaland going to chase you all day and try even get the centre halves out and playing, right? Is the one for Foden? I think the one for Foden is where he's trying to pour off this aura of we're really cool here. We're going to chip it here, and we're going to chip it there, and we're going to make you think. Yeah. And he just fucking doesn't do it right, Keith. And from there on, it's like, oh, fuck me, get away from the ball. But you have to allow him. You have to allow him this where we get away with it. Yeah, and Allison has a really good track record of doing something like this, and then you don't see it for ages.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to come to, Gav, in that, you know, you see some keepers, and we've seen them, or I'll never forget when Diego Forlan got 2 on Jersey Dudek, and that essentially was the end of, apart from that European Cup final, that was the end of Jersey Dudek, because we've seen Simon Mignolet, we've seen Loris Karius, players that don't have the mental strength. In fact, since Pepe Reina, I suppose, is the only one since Bruce Grobbelaar that probably had got the mental strength. Allison will just, you know, he'll do it again. He'll do it in his next game. I was going to say next week, but it might be a few.
He probably does it in the same game. He's that confident.
Yeah.
It's literally gone once it happens.
Exactly. And that's a sign of a good keeper, but that he's confident in what he can do. And he's right, he made a mistake. He won't go right. He'll learn from that mistake, but he will still go back to the well and do that when he needs to. And I think he's built enough credit that he didn't cost us the game. We came out, as I said, I'd have taken a draw all day long. We came out of there with a draw when Allison was just having one of them days. It just adds to the result for me. But, you know, I think he's got, I wouldn't say enough credit in the bank. I think he's bleeding overloaded with credit in the bank at this stage. And ultimately, he wasn't punished, right? The goal, I think, Emmet, I think you're right there. I think the sort of bobbly, shitey shot might have been what caught him out. On the goal, I know he's giving it away in the lead up to that, but look, if we take a game every now,
but he gives it away trying to get he gives it away trying to get Salah away, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest with you, a man Ake takes it down and fucking goes past 2 players that are not there. Haaland's movement is really good, and a lot happens between him. But he, you know, a lot happens between him kicking that ball and the ball going past him. You know what I mean? I've no problem with him trying to kick along and he makes a mess of it. I've no problem with that. Maybe he should save it. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have saved it. But my point is more that, you know, that won't worry him. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he had a bad game, he'll dust it off and he'll be back stronger because of it, you know. But look,
you see, I'm not. I don't mind the amount of passes he has, because like Jono says there, the lads post game now that Ali had 52 passes. That's way too many for your keeper to be having in a game. I'm telling you now, your man Ederson has fucking must have that every game. In any big game, Ederson is used loads by Man City. And I mean loads. Like, he'll pass it to a centre-back, he'll give it back to him, and he'll pass from the midfield and get it back. He plays like a fucking defensive midfielder. He just happens to be standing in the box. Like,
Ederson had 40 passes.
But he wasn't wearing deep vein thrombosis socks.
No, I
on a flight
understand
back
that.
from Brazil.
Yeah, I understand that. But goalkeepers, like,
Not
these
about
stats around goalkeepers at 40 or 50 passes, like, you know, we're not looking at fucking David Seaman or Peter Shilton in goal anymore. This is what they are. They're footballers. Do you know what I mean? And clubs actually go out of their way to make sure they have a footballer there. Like Arsenal are doing at the moment, making a fucking hames of it, but they want a fella that's good with his feet because they pass it to him loads. It's a way of getting it. It's actually a way of breaking a press now. Get it to your keeper.
But we seen it in the Brighton game. Allison practically playing centre back in that game. Do you know what I mean? He was pushed up, and that I know we get caught on the goal there as well, but that's because he's pushed and he's being told to be another body, be another defender, be another outlet. And you're dead right. Arsenal go in and they bring in David Raya for that reason, and then Ramsdale yesterday is trying to play with his feet and he's having shy hemorrhages all over the place.
Yeah, well, Harry Ramsdale needs to just calm down. He's just not that keeper. Do you know what I mean?
No,
but the problem Arsenal have is I don't think the keeper they have that plays football makes them any better. I don't think their point return will get better because of if Harry Ramsdale's in goal or not. Do you know what I mean?
No, or David Raya. Like, they're not getting the benefit out of that position. It's all well and good having a ball playing keeper, but he has to be able to save shit as well. And I think that's what will fall down for them.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, Emmet, you know, they're banging on about this Doku fella making more dribbles than fucking anything else and all. And, like, no goals, no assists. I think 2 of his balls into the box, I think, find a player. 1 in the first half, might be Haaland. And the second half is 1 to Haaland. The save that from Allison then leads to Liverpool going to round scoring. I think overall, though, I think Trent stuck to his task brilliantly. I think he didn't get too close to him. He didn't allow himself to be absolutely skinned or get in behind. He intercepted loads. He's still playing this hybrid thing as well at the same time as their most dangerous player, who they just constantly went to all game. Because Phil Foden might as well been over fucking smoking on the right wing because they weren't interested in him. And he scores. And you know, people are saying, "Oh, this will rage on. Should he play midfield? Should he?" I'm kind of going, no. He's played right back and he's done this hybrid thing. It should actually put to bed. Should he play a midfield thing? He's done it from right back yesterday, and I thought he was excellent then. And you're gonna get times when a fella that's just lightning fast on the wing, that's constantly getting it, may get past you once or twice. It just happens. It happens to everyone. I thought he was really good.
No, he was brilliant. And look, when he started playing this role, kind of towards the end of last season and early this season, like, it's new to him, so it's going to take him a while to get used to knowing when to go, when to stay. I thought he pocketed Haaland on one of their moves as well. I think he actually shoulders him out of the way, ball goes out of play. I thought he defended really well yesterday. He got forward when he could get forward. He defended when he defended. I'm not dogging Matip here, but for him to really have freedom and go into midfield, I think Konate does the covering of him better than Matip probably does. And maybe that's why he maybe stayed home a little bit more often yesterday. But yeah, like, he's a phenomenal, like, as Shawnee says, he's a generational talent. Like he can put the ball on a sixpence, like, from 50, 60 yards away. His passing ability is unbelievable. And you saw some kind of diags yesterday as well. But yeah, and even the goal, like, to be able to control and nearly shoot in the same motion in his new fancy Predators, was brilliant. Yeah, I was actually filling out a team sheet for a match, and the manager, and we were short a player or two, and the manager comes running towards me. Yeah, and I thought, oh great, who did we get to play? Like, and he goes, no, Trent is at the score, and we bailed into the clubhouse to have a look at it. But yeah, an excellent look, all round excellent game. I loved the shush. It is only confined to that feed the Scousers.
Yeah.
Right. Salah
he
fed
was.
him.
Yeah, somebody
scored.
said that earlier. He was there was all sorts being sung from that
Yeah.
section of the ground, so he kind of told him to shut the
And
fuck
the picture is iconic of him just standing in front of them, isn't it? When you
Yep.
look at it from behind, it's
Yeah.
the business. I love that.
Yeah, no, I tell you, absolutely brilliant yesterday he was. Probably not my man of the match, but brilliant.
Not far off it.
No.
Oh, he was great. Yeah. I've been critical of him.
Answer me this just before we move on. Just to go back to Allison quickly. Did this allow goal where Allison goes to catch it and is it Kanji?
The Kanji, yeah.
Yeah, puts his hand on him. Like literally rests his whole hand on the top of his shoulder as he goes to catch it.
Yeah.
And it's a free kick every day. Tell me this and tell me no more. Is Jamie Carragher trying to tell you that Liverpool got lucky with that decision yesterday?
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Neville on commentary as well.
Yeah.
BBC last night on Match of the Day. Fuck off.
I cannot understand the thinking on that. Like that's his foul. Like why is it all of a sudden they're going on like keepers are overly protected species? They've been a protected species for about blading 10 or 20 years, and you just cannot put your arm on the fucking shoulder when he's trying to raise his arm. It's a foul. If you'd put your leg across a player when he was trying to kick a ball, it's a foul. So why the fuck would it not be a foul if you're doing? And everyone knows this.
Yeah,
everyone knows it. Even the other one when he barreled him into the bleeding goal as well, a Kanji.
Yeah. Why did he even have to check that on VAR? Like,
so
referees not trusting their own decisions now. Like, what the fuck?
What's happening in the game?
So Jamie Carragher's still trying too hard to be. You know, I'm not like boys towards Liverpool. He's trying too hard again. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to ask because
Jota got pulled up on one when the ball in from Salah. Nunez, like I think maybe if the ball was probably played in a little bit flatter and with more pace, Nunez probably scores that. Edison makes a good save, but Jota goes up for a header with Walker. Yeah, and it gets a free out. Yeah. But like he didn't barge into him; he was going for the ball, and that's a free out.
But he put his hands up on him.
On Walker.
Yeah.
No, I thought his arms were in a natural position. And
yeah,
just kind
but when what happens is, but Walker gets the header and Jota follows through him. So you're always going to get that. Like that's one where, like you know, it's at the back post and the defender gets a flick on it and a fella hits him. It's a free out. You know what I mean? It's just one of those. It's more timing than anything else. He just gets done, but it was just a foul. Like it's just a foul on the goalkeeper. Why? And you see, this is all because, right? You have to remember, right? Sky have been told to shut the fuck up about referees. So what they're doing now is, and listen, I watched it with Neville on commentary yesterday, and Neville rocks up and just from minute one decides what he's going to say, regardless of what happens, and he's just fucking sticking to that. He dies on a hill every fucking week, right? Every week, right? And the thing is now, because they've been told to shut the fuck up, and you can't tell me they're any different, that they haven't. What's happening now is, because of the thing that went on with sport, now every decision Liverpool get is going to be, oh, I'm not too sure about that, because you know what that does? One, it creates people going, what the fuck are you talking about? And two, it lessens what has gone on at sports, right? So, I should really take me on if I was just mute the fuckers, to be fair.
Without the hand on his arm.
It's a goal.
It's a goal, and if they disallow it, okay, it's questionable. He might have barged into
but the hand is on his arm as the ball approaches him. He has his hand on.
It's what he's trying to catch the ball with is being pulled away from the ball.
But they're more or less trying to say that there's not enough force in it, like that he literally had to wrestle his arm down, and that is not the case.
Yeah, but
he's obstructing him from taking the ball.
But you don't need loads of force. If I go to put my hand up, and you just hold me left hand, I can't get my left hand up alongside my right hand to catch a ball. It doesn't have to be loads of force.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And you're jumping and you're in a motion that you're going upwards. Like the slightest, it's like the whole, when players run that pace and they get upended, but it's not much contact. There doesn't need to be much contact because momentum and shit like that takes you down heavy and fast. And like a keeper can't jump, he cannot, like, if he's not holding his arm down, you'd like to think Allison's catching that or punching that ball out. It's not going through his fucking smoke.
It's like when one of your mates walks up behind you and just taps the back of your knee and you hold it.
Yeah. That's it.
It doesn't need to be much force.
That's it, exactly. It's clear he restricted Allison from catching the ball. It's a foul all day long, says Robin McGuire. Yes, correct. We've done Trent. We've done thing. The last player I wanted to touch on because we've not long left. Is Gravenberch. And look, Keith, I'll come to you first. I've been so impressed with this fella. Like,
Yeah.
he leaves Ajax and Liverpool are meant rumoured to be going in from, right? And I'm going back a little here because I think it's worth going back. He goes to Bayern Munich to 25 million quid. I think he hasn't got long left in his contract or whatever. He goes there, and it just doesn't happen for him. And there was a bit of doubt when Liverpool were going from towards the end of the window, going, he's not even getting in there. Like,
Yeah.
is he a bleeding? Is he a bit of a sap? Do you know what I mean? Is he? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this the reason why? And we feel we have no dickhead policy. We're in the squad, and quality wise, you were thinking he has it all, but is there a bit of a dickhead here? And are we taking a bit of a risk? But Keith, let's be honest, he's come in, started games, come on, he's just glides around the football pitch, and balls like even that one with Rodri yesterday, right? With Rodri yesterday. A lot of players would have taken that and started, like, let's get a full pelt as quick as I can here to try get. He actually lets the ball just drop and go, and looks around and goes, right, Grant, and then goes off and starts doing what he's doing. He's such an asset, Keith, and you know, we've revamped the midfield, but this fella looks, and I'm not playing down anyone else that's signed, but this fella just looks like he's come in and he's just like, I'm fucking brilliant. And without even being overstated, I'm just going to show you how good I am. And he has that thing where he powers beyond people. He's brilliant, Keith. Along with Szoboszlai, he was having a little bit of a dip for me, but that's allowed. He's played a lot of football. But Keith, this fella is a fucking, whatever he costs us, he's an absolute snip.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, it's a perfect example of, you know, getting a player that's highly coveted, and not for half a season or whatever, he breaks into Ajax. I think he's Ajax's youngest ever player. 15 or something when he went into the first team
as well, did he not?
He was such a highly rated player, and the homework was done. Liverpool were scabby to get him when he went to Bayern Munich, and it doesn't work out there. And you know, it's two managers in there that it doesn't work out for him with. But Bayern Munich are a very set sort of, you know, you're looking at Joshua Kimmich and you're looking at Leon Goretzka, and he had other midfield players in there as well, and he just couldn't get into the team. But if you think about that, Bayern always sort of play the 4-2-3-1 style. So he's looking really at a 2 in the base of a 2. And it probably doesn't suit his game, because the thing that's most impressed me, and something that I'd seen a fair bit of him at Ajax when he was breaking through, because I did like that Ajax team. And while he was always good at carrying the ball, he's looking bigger and fuller now, and he's a powerful runner. And we're getting that from Szoboszlai as well, but we're getting it from him, and he's so good with the ball in tight spaces. We've said it before, like Cody Gakpo as well is a player that's brilliant in tight spaces. Gini Wijnaldum, brilliant in tight spaces, and Gravenberch's of the same skill as well, because he doesn't panic when there's players around him. Like, it's not just like he gets the ball and fucking starts thundering forward with it. If there's a player coming on, he'll dink it around them, or he'll nutmeg them, or he'll just turn out away from them, and then he'll go, I've been so impressed from him, and I think he's only going to get better. And I think he's a player that wants that sort of love and adoration that he will get at Liverpool. And I think, you know, the no dickhead policy, it's just he doesn't look a dickhead. You know what I mean?
I think that was the worry.
I know it genuinely was for a lot of people. It genuinely was. There was a lot of character stuff that got brought.
I think it was because he spoke up, wasn't it, at Bayern when he was on international duty or something like that. He said something about not playing, and everybody made assumptions. The Dutch do
that all the time. That's how they're brought up. That's why they fucking kill each other at every tournament they go to. The squad literally boxed the head off each other. Like, I think maybe the last tournament they didn't, but everyone before that, they were killing. They just kill each other.
It's always been the way with them.
Always the way. Always the way.
Well, you know, we've got an element there, you know, when Alden was there, but now Van Dijk and Gakpo are both there. So there's no way we're bringing in a player that, even if he's a mate of theirs, like, there's no way they're going to sell Klopp a pup here. And if Klopp says, look, is he all right, or is there anything I need to know about him? They're not going, oh no, he's all right. A bit of a head case, but no, we won't tell the boss that, you know what I mean? Like, I think they are getting it from his international teammates and two, you know, really good pros. And I think Liverpool knew they were onto something. That's why they were desperate. When they knew they could get him for a lower price, they were all over it. They were always going to be all over it, and it's a great sign. And look, hopefully it continues in that trajectory, in that vein. And the likes of Cody Gakpo's maybe slow down a bit, but we haven't needed them to be sort of an all scoring forward, and I don't think we'll need Gravenberch to be the answer to our midfield problems either. He's part of a group, and the qualities that he has are just something that we've lacked for so long. And I think we're going to see it as the season progresses. Again, all about the chase for me, and we're going to see all these players gelling and these players clicking, because I think Alexis McAllister is going to click the more and more it goes on. I think Szoboszlai is going to click, and I think Gravenberch is going to click. And if we can get them playing, it's an exciting midfield.
When you look at them, like Endo comes in, and I think Endo's done a decent job on every game he's come in.
I think he's been good. Yeah,
and he takes a deadly yellow yesterday as well, by the way.
Yeah.
But when you look at that, you look at McAllister, and Klopp has said, look, is he a natural six now? We know the quotes from Klopp over the last couple of days. But this is all about, when you're rebranding the midfield, you can't just go, take them three out and just put like for like in. That's not how it works. Because, you know what I mean, you have to go something different. And as well as that, the performance of last season will tell you we need to change something up. And I think McAllister's being fine will be the word I'd use. But you have to give him a little bit. I thought he was excellent yesterday, McAllister. Like, brilliant. Yeah. I thought he was great. And then you look at Szoboszlai, and Szoboszlai for me is a real powerhouse, back forward, box to box. Loves it. And I think he's been excellent for Liverpool. Probably the last 2-3 games, he looked a bit tired, to be honest with you. And looked like he was shoehorning himself into a role for the sake of the team in certain parts when we're playing. And then you have Gravenberch, who just is different to them all again. Gets it and runs with it. Loves running with the ball, but protects it really well. And I just think to have all these different type options, and Gakpo's dropping back in there. Gakpo's great when he goes in there. Not a bother on him. So I think to have all these options, and you know what? In some ways it's probably easier because they're all learning on the job together, rather than one or two coming in and going, we have to fucking find out what these boys are all doing. Whereas there's 4 or 5 of them now, even if you throw Gakpo in. And I think overall, to be where we are, I think it's been brilliant. And I think they can only get better. Super, this lady forward a huge shout. Emmet, you love this because you love huge shouts, right? Especially if it comes off the Twitter. Anyway, I was watching videos. Of Rijkaard the other day, and he has so many similarities. If he develops in the same way, I reckon he could have a general midfielder once he is settled. Interesting. But Emmet, listen, forget the big show, right? I want to come to the man, right? And Ravinder gives a shout out here. So he's got, you can get both sides of this. He says, what happened with Darwin and Pep? Is this guy clinical enough to fire us to a Premier League or Champions League in coming years? He seems to get so much love off the fans. Emma, what happened? And what did you make of Darwin Nunez?
Yeah, probably wasn't his best game. But you can nearly forgive him that because he's been really, really good, I think, the last few games. He's getting a lot of stick for that ball that Szoboszlai played into the box from. He just never got it.
It's behind him.
His feet. It's behind him. But
the one on his left foot.
He probably should have allowed it to run across his body, but he decides to control it with his right.
Yeah, but Szoboszlai should shoot anyway.
Yeah, but
yeah.
No. This, are you talking about the one?
I'm talking about the one where Szoboszlai is tearing first half. He's tearing in. He's down the middle of the pitch, and then he disguises this one to Nunez.
And he pushes him wide.
And he kind of pushes him wide, and it's kind of nearly behind him, and he gets it.
No, I'm talking about the one where he gets surrounded in the box.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
He slips the ball through them, but he controls it with his foot that's closest to Szoboszlai. Should have let it run across his body, and then it gets caught underneath his feet. That's going to happen to all players. He was okay yesterday, but he kept the defenders busy as well. Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be
good save from Edison from the header as well.
Yeah, and like I said, if it was probably a little bit more on the ball in, I don't think he probably gets near it. Edison. So it was a really good save. Yeah, no, he was good, and I actually loved the bit at the end. Like, so like, you need to stick it up them as well. Like, that doesn't sound right. You need to put it up to them. And that's what he was doing. I like the way.
I hope he called him a sausage.
Yeah,
I heard somebody called him a muppet.
Yeah, I heard someone. Yeah, I've seen that going around saying he just called him a muppet. But what it was about? Because I didn't notice anything throughout where
There was a bit of pointing going on, so I don't know whether something was said or I don't know.
Maybe it was nothing to do with Nunez in particular. It was maybe something Pep done and Nunez went over and went, "Here you," you know, it could have been to do with someone else because I didn't see any. You know, like usually you'd see a player having a go at a manager maybe on the sideline. You know, while they're still on the pitch. You know, the players on the pitch and they're having a go. But I didn't see anything. And next of all, he just got... See Klopp absolutely panicking. He was like...
But he had one eye on him.
Yeah, he was like, oh, get hold of him. Because that could have just punched the head off Guardiola.
I think you could tell by Klopp's reaction as well that I don't think there was a whole lot in it because Klopp was nearly kind of laughing and joking with him. Whereas if I think it was something really serious, Klopp he would have got pissed off with him.
Yeah.
And then I thought, like, I know we give... pelters for his post matches and his pre-match conferences and stuff like that, but he literally said there was nothing. Like he didn't get into it afterwards. He just said nothing happened. Like there's nothing. Like but Pep just kind of brushed it off.
But Pep's good at that because Pep's telling you there's nothing going on with the financial situation at Manchester City. That's unbelievable.
Pep's an arsehole. Like I love Pep Guardiola. I think he's great, but he is an arsehole.
Right,
and I mean, last year I am continuing because last year. Man City scored a goal and he's in our players' faces asking them how good that goal was, and he has his finger up Arthur Melo's bum and blade and doing everything else with him. And I think Pep brings a lot of shit on himself. He gets too agitated on the sidelines, he gets too agitated in the technical areas, and I think he gets too smart at the end of games. Did you see him, the handshake with Klopp? Another stupid...
Yeah, it was a real kind of...
in his face. Now, I know that's probably just him and they're probably used to each other, but it always looks like he's aggro when it doesn't go his way. When it does go his way, he's a smarmy fucker, like I said, with Arthur. And was Tsimikas involved in that as well that time? Tsimikas ignored him.
Warming up,
I think it was Tsimikas
and Arthur, I think.
Off. And Arthur is shaking his hand. But I think Guardiola... Even with his own players, he loves that attention. You know, when he's taking them off and he's slapping them and he's shouting at them and he's pointing and gesticulating. I think something was said and Nunez just said something back and they flipped out. I think Nunez is a hothead. Speaks Spanish, you know what I mean? I'd say it was something. I'd say if it was better man, I'd say call him a puta.
Did you listen to Klopp's
No, I didn't hear Klopp.
Official post-match said he said nothing. He said there was a lot of talking. He said, but I didn't understand a word. So that was it.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, it's I like it from Darwin Nunez. Yeah. Maybe he was being a bit silly. Maybe he's overreacting, but I don't care.
Yeah, but I didn't like it from when Arthur Melo done the other way.
So no, exactly. Yeah, so I like it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. If you're willing to stand at the tunnel in the Etihad with all them agents around you and tell Pep Guardiola he's a muppet, you're all right in my book. Do you know what I mean? And look, in all seriousness, Darwin, I think he's improved so much this year. His overall game. He's becoming a much more rounded footballer for me, and there will be games like City. Like let me put it to you this way: City go away to Arsenal 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, and Haaland doesn't get a fucking sniff of the ball for the game. Doesn't get a sniff of it, right? Doesn't go looking for it. Doesn't give a bollocks, and no one opens that mouth, right? Yeah. Darwin Nunez there yesterday. Tries really hard, works exceptionally hard at all times, right? The one where he's in the box, like the one I remember what you're saying now, one where he's surrounded, wrong decision. Let it run across it and hit it, right? The one where Szoboszlai should shoot and tries to play him in behind him, fine, good header, saved. Overall, he has a 6.5.
You had one in the second half as well that Edison saved.
Yeah, a 7 out of 10, right?
Well, you're looking at that Man City team. They play with a back three and then they play with a centre-back in midfield and the best defensive midfielder in the world. So you're talking about a space that's so compressed and they're quick players as well. And there's not much space and not much room. Yeah. The fact he's even making and getting the chance.
But you see, the thing is, like, I don't expect Darwin Nunez to score I hope he scores every game he goes into. But I don't expect him to score every game because nobody does. Right? Nobody scores every game they go into. But what's happening here is that I think some people, even Liverpool fans, feed into this narrative about Nunez has to score every game to prove people wrong. Yeah. No, he doesn't. Yeah. Salah, what did Salah do yesterday? Nobody's talking about Mo Salah yesterday. Done fuck all. Right? Jota, done fuck all. Right? Diaz was okay when he came on. Szoboszlai, meh, No, there's loads of players there that just done 7 out of 10 things, and 7 out of 10 things got you a point on Man City. Be happy about it. Sass Cowboy says 390 watching, only 100 likes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hit the like button if you want. Right.
Can I mention another one before you move on? About players not getting
Go on.
About players not getting pelters. Reece James gets sent off yesterday for dissent. Chelsea captain.
Yeah.
If that was Trent, you wouldn't hear the end of it.
Yeah, but Reece James doesn't sell as many clicks as Trent does.
Yeah, I know.
That's all it is.
It's ridiculous.
That's all it is. That's it. Like, but people just need to realise that that's what it is. It's just that. It's not selling. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're seeing, you see it in Sky.
But there are wet brains out there that take this as fact and knowledge, and Trent is shit.
Yeah,
because
but you've just said it. There are what?
Wet brains.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Jono asked a question really early on. I just want a yes or no answer. One question: Why do I keep seeing people ask, "Are we in a title race?" Of course we are. Even if we lost to City, this team is in a title race. Emmet, are we in a title race?
Yes.
Yeah. Keith, are we in a title race?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, I'll ask a different one. Are we in a? Do you see us remaining long term in a title race, Emmet?
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Yeah, happy days. That's all I need.
Gav.
Oh, fucking 100%. Choo, I'm on the train.
I think we're the only team that can. I think we're the only team that can.
I don't know. I think Arsenal's experience last year will stand to them. I don't know if
you
have
enough,
to get but you might see something from them in January where the guys are signing or two.
I think
if you look who they brought in they brought in Trossard last thing, and he's been really fucking good for them. I think he's improved them. I don't think
they're playing him enough.
They're probably not. But you see, they missed Jesus quite a bit last season, and they missed him again this season for parts, and he's not on form. But I think Trossard's stepped in really well in different positions for them. I think that manager might undo them. I think he's literally the fucking reincarnate of Guardiola, and he just tries to be too clever. But if any team, if you were to put your money on any team to push City, it would be Liverpool. For me, it would be. And you know what I mean? It's. I'm not saying Arsenal can't, because I wouldn't write anyone off. And the reason I don't is because over 13 games, there's about 5 teams with 2 points at the top of the table. Yeah. So it's tighter than it's ever been. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you think.
I think one thing, Arsenal, they are a good team. They have got good players. I think that goalkeeper will let them down. But, it's one of them things, whether it be Raya, whether it be Ramsdale, I think if you're going to go on them runs, you need luck. Liverpool have had it, but we've had the best in class in goal. We've had Man City have had, top of the class in goal. I think both of Arsenal's keepers are 7 out of 10s, and 7 out of 10 is good for top 4 in goal. If you ask me, I think you need to have that blockbuster. There's not many of them out there. Will it be enough for them? I don't know. But one thing, Rio Ferdinand did give the glowing seal of approval to Arsenal because their centre-backs are better than ours, which was
the brown bread
was ironic. Yeah,
well, that's the end of them.
Yeah, Rio Ferdinand, fun while it lasted.
If Rio Ferdinand says Arsenal 3 times in a row, he's fucked. That's all I'm going to say. He fucking hasn't a bleeding praise, that fella. Anyway, let's move on. I have Sausage of the Week. Right. Sausage of the Week is your man, Rory Jennings.
Yeah.
Is that him? Yeah. He's a fucking idiot. He supports Chelsea. He's on the internet, and he done a thing during the week. And I know the reason he's done it. He does this thing where he named the top 10 wingers of all time in the Premier League, and didn't have Salah in it, right? And I know why he's doing it.
He got you.
What?
He got you.
Yeah, he does it because he knows he get loads of clicks, but he's a sausage, and I'll tell you why. Right? He may argue, I'll get paid loads of money for this. He may do, but my God. How do you look at yourself in the mirror? Do you know what I mean? When you're fucking naming these things and putting your name to these things. This is content you're putting your name to. Mm-hmm. This is stuff this is opinion you're putting your name to. And he is absolutely sausage of the week. He's unfucking bearable. And I don't know which is more unbearable. That this may be his opinion, which I'm not too sure. Or 2, the fact that he's doing it knowing it's not his opinion, and he's quite happy to go around and fucking do it.
That's the worst bit, I think. And I think a lot of people in that game do a lot of that shit. They say stuff that they just can't believe, and like you can say something and sound like a tick, But if you actually believe it, you can stand over it and you can say, look, this is the reason why I believe it. If you're saying it and you sound like a tick and you have no way of standing over that, you just look like an absolute bleeding stock and a shite as well. And he doesn't come out good on this.
Owen says he didn't put Bale in either. He's just playing the game.
Who was in his list?
Come here. He didn't put Salah in, and he put Barnes in as a winger. Barnes
He
never
put John
played
Barnes in as one of the best. John
winger.
Barnes wasn't even a
Premier
winger in the Premier
was
League.
it? Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Antoine says, he's just called out another YouTuber. I wouldn't waste me fucking time talking to that fucking idiot. So don't worry about it. If he wants to get upset, let him. I wouldn't waste me fucking. I wouldn't give him the steam at me piss. So don't worry about it. I wouldn't give him a second of me time. I'd fucking me brain cells start frying if I had to talk to that fella. Emmet, I've done sausage of the week. I don't care if he's agree with it or not. Not bothered.
No. It was a bit left field, but yeah.
Yeah, but it just
disagree.
Yeah. But anyway, Emma, I have a question, and this comes from Avo from he's from the Telegram group, and he said, if you have a minute later, can you ask Keith in particular? We're going to come to you first. What is your favorite? Right. So this is we always do this. The one thing, the one this, the one that. So the one football jersey that if you had to wear a football jersey every day for the rest of your life, what football jersey would it be?
See, I've got 3. So I've got...
No, you can't have 3. It's called the one.
Not
the 3. Not the 3. Not the one. The one, sorry, the one. Go on.
The Ireland jersey from the 88 European Championships.
The 88 one with the net on the side.
Yeah, the net.
That's because it was my first ever Ireland jersey.
Right.
Can I give me my second one?
No, it's the one.
No. You would have loved it.
I don't
go for it because I have to have a think here.
Let Keith go.
The one you can have one more.
I have the Ireland one is that, then I have me Liverpool one is I think it's 89-90. The red one looks like it's spray paint on
the flex.
It. That's the flex, yeah.
Yeah.
And then my final one, which is an international kind of team one, is it's this team from Chile called Huachipato. And it cost me $4,500. So
it's a great bunch of lads.
Huachipato. That's the team that Keith gave us this week, and he lost us $4,500 this week. But that's the crack.
So yeah, a bit of context. Yeah, we have a little accumulator thing, and I went for a team in the Chilean Premier League and I lost. And I'm not the most popular person at the moment. I must.
No, you're not, because you lost 8 fellas about $4,500 between them. Fair play.
At least we can laugh about it.
Listen, come here. I like when one person lets us down. I just think it's the fucking crack. Let me see what have we got here. Bejan says, "Nah, Gavi got you. Rory drew you in." No, he hasn't drew me in. You see, the thing is with this fella is, I'm many more like him, right? If that's his opinion, fuck me, right? But if he's doing it just to go, I just say all these things and you give me loads of money, fair enough. But I just don't know how you do it. Like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, he's sausage of the week. I don't give a fuck what any you say.
Yeah.
Number one only jersey, Keith. Come on.
Right. And the answers just come in there. I'm going to be controversial here. No, I'm going to be controversial here and say, I don't think Liverpool had great jerseys over the years. I loved them at the time, but when I look back at so I'm mad for the Adidas Originals gear from the 80s and 90s. And I do love the crown paints and the candy ones. I think they're great, but I think they're a bit boring. But the best
I'll give you a Liverpool one and an international one, because he fucking broke the rules. So go on, you might as well.
Right, well, the Germany from 1991 is the most iconic one for me.
One.
The white one with the black, red and yellow.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. That to me is the one that I would pick. I just love that shirt. But again, it's a historical, reminds you of sort of that time. If I was to pick the best Liverpool jersey of all time, I would pick... I'd go with the 87, 88 crown paints red one. Boring. I'm going with the red one.
No, that's exactly what I'd go for.
It reminds back
still have it.
Time. Yeah, it's a time and a place sort of thing. But I think, for the whole retro thing, when you're looking back, I'm sort of like, some of the Liverpool ones, yeah, they're all right, but they're not the best. That's controversial, but You know, it is what it is. So we'll go
That-
87, 88 Liverpool, 90
That
Germany.
that used to be my favorite, and I still have it. The reason I moved to the flex one is because I wore that the last time Liverpool won the league title, and then in 2020, my little lad wore it with me when
Yeah.
Liverpool won their next one. So that's
So there you
why
go.
that was my
There's
favorite one. So,
sentimental reasons, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Gav, what about you?
Fucking like
Top
like,
down.
like a fucking episode of Who Do You Think You Are here. Let's try to see how many family members the cunt could fucking get in there. 87, 88 Liverpool, without a shadow of a doubt. And an international one, I think I have to say Holland 88. I love the Holland 88. So
Yeah.
I'd probably go somewhere down that line. So that's where it would be.
the Russian one was the same design, just in red,
Yeah.
but the Dutch one was better.
Yeah, the Dutch one was
The
quality.
German away as well was
green, yeah, that was a nice
yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah, so there's just, in fairness, while league football has got, just goes through the roof, the jerseys are shy, whereas international football has gone down the drain, but their jerseys were the biz of, like, you know what I mean? They were absolute business. But anyway, I think that's it. We're going to go. Anything else before we go, Emma?
No.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I'll tell you next week about the time I got me ma to wear a jersey. But no.
Fucking hell.
Over 18s.
Not suitable for work. Keith, anything else before we go?
No, all good. All
right, good stuff.
I enjoyed that question. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Any Brazil tops? Brazil 94. I had that jersey, loved it. I was only going to buy it again the other day.
Yeah.
Did you hear Lineker's story about
Do you know what was
Brazil
lovely?
top?
Do you know what was lovely?
No.
Do you know what was lovely? I think it was Portugal. I want to say Portugal 98. It was like a blue. It was really nice. Portugal 98. I think it was a 98, or it might be a 96. It was a blue anyway. It was really nice jersey. What were we saying there?
I can't remember what the Brazil. So Lineker told a story last week about.
See, have you anything else before we go? No, and now he's going into Gary Lineker's fucking life story.
A picture of his stepdaughter.
Right.
I think she lives in Barcelona, or she goes to college or something in Barcelona, and it was a picture of her in a blue Brazil jersey with a number 9 on it. But it was one that she had got out of his collection, and it was not Correca? Is it Correca?
Correca, yeah.
From you would have played against them, or is that?
Yeah, well,
it begins with a C.
Played against.
Begins with a C. I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, would have been
anyway,
probably would have been Correca number 9. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was one of his jerseys, and she's just waltzing around Barcelona wearing it.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Red Steve says Gav looks like he used to own his own Colombian zoo. Listen, if I had that fella's money, I wouldn't be fucking here talking to you. So let's be honest about it. So there we go. That has been the Talkin Kop for Sunday night. There's loads coming up this week, like loads. So there's literally 2 shows a day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Some of them are free, some of them are members, members only. If someone said to me earlier, I'm on a phone and I can only see a subscribe button, the chance that you're on an iPhone. If you're on an iPhone, you need to go onto the desktop site of YouTube in order to join. If you're on a Galaxy or whatever, you'll be absolutely fine. There should be a join button there for you. But join if you like. There's loads of stuff, and I think we're doing 5 shows this week at 10 a.m. and they're literally just 30-minute shows where we chat about a bit of football and we end up going down a rabbit hole about fucking biscuits. So if you come on tomorrow or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on at 10 o'clock expecting a big breakdown, Liverpool Man City, don't upset yourself. We were talking about vegan fucking shoes one day last week. It was stupid, but it was good crack at the same time. Let me see.
People saying about Terry Venables.
Yeah. Terry Venables passed away age of 80, and of course we've made it kind of hit me today because we've made loads of, me and Phil have this big thing about Terry Venables being the Middlesbrough manager, but not being the Middlesbrough manager while Brian Robson was still there, and it's one of the best things that's ever happened in the Premier League. But look, condolences to Terry Venables' family, friends, colleagues, ex-clubs, wherever it might be. Always seem to come across as a nice fella, I have to say. And probably one of the most popular England managers of all time, in fairness to him, when he had them at Euro 96. So condolences. He'd be sadly missed by a lot of people. That is it. We'll talk to you in a bit. Over and out.